And joining us now from his foundation's golf competition in the Bahamas, the legend himself. Legend implies, looking back, that's definitely not what we're looking forward as well, I think, with Tiger's career after the Tour Championship. Welcome, Tiger. It's great to have you on the show. We've heard from David Zaslav about this new arrangement a little bit. We're going to get to that and get your take on that. But first, I need to ask you about what we all watched last week, and that was the match with Phil. And I have a two-part question. Number one, was it fun? And number two, was there the same type of pressure as an important tournament, maybe not a major, but a real tournament? Was there more, less, or about the same? Because it looked like there was some pressure. I guess $9 million might do that to people.
Yes, there was some pressure, and it was fun competing like that. No, it was not fun losing on the 22nd hole. We both enjoyed it. You know, one of the things I said, you know, after the match is that I got lost into the competition part of it and was trying to beat Phil's brains in. And Phil said the same thing. He says, I can't think of any side challenges because I'm trying to beat you. I can't talk right now. I said, yeah, we're both having the same issue because this is 20 years in the making of us going head to head, and we both realized that this is a moment not unlike an NBA All-Star game. A lot of laughing, a lot of giggling, high flying. Next thing you know, last quarter, guys played lockdown defense, started hitting hard fouls. Layups are being swatted down. You got to go to the line to earn your points. It was the very same thing with us. We're going at it, and then I chipped in on 17, and when I gave my fist pump, I looked straight at him, and it was just like the old days.
I thought it worked. It worked perfectly. We all wanted to see some of the comments and the talking to each other and giving each other some grief and challenges. But I fully knew by the back nine, I wasn't going to get a lot of. There wasn't going to be a lot. Knowing how you focus and even Phil, I don't think we needed that much talk on the back nine. The golf spoke for itself. But I mean, you were supposed to get 100 or 150,000 viewers, and there were 1 million people signed up for it, which I think is that says a lot. All right, let's get to this arrangement now with Discovery, and we'll. I know David is beaming over there with the whole idea of it, but trying to figure out why such a private guy like you needs to either make more money, be more famous, and I don't think it's either one of those. I really think you want to bring the game to your fans, and I think that has a lot to do with why you're doing this.
Yes, those two components are part of it, but I think the part that intrigued me the most is that I will have the ability for the very first time to talk directly to my fans and answer their questions, show them what I do. I can video a press conference per se and say, listen to all the silly questions I have to answer post round. Okay, now here are some real questions. What are your real questions? And I'll give you some real answers. Or I've been working on my game. Like for instance, at the Tour Championship, one of the things that we had nitpicked leading into the event was my bunker game. My bunker game was not quite up where it needs to be. And so Joey says, hey, we need to spend twice as much time in that bunker, even though the green is not situated well. It's not a very good green to hit bunker shots to, but you got to hit bunker shots to get used to the sand. So okay, so I spent probably 3 times as much time I normally am in a bunker every single day. No one ever picked up on that, but that's something that I could tell all of our viewers and the people who are following me, things that I needed to do to get better. And at the end of the day, I didn't get up and down. Well, the only time I did not get up and down, which was the last hole of the tournament, and when the tournament was already over. So that's basically what won me the event.
The fun thing for me, I think, Tiger, as you and I talked about, is this idea that we create something together with the PGA Tour and Jay that goes to the next level, bringing in young kids that can, when I was growing up, I'd be reading a golf magazine under the covers and waiting by the mailbox, and now we can create something together, and it's going to be a journey, I think, as we talked about. What do people want to see? What do they want to see from you? What kind of instruction? what kind of content. I think, and it's a way of kind of igniting golf around the world together, and we're going to do it in every language. You know, when you think about it, what are you most looking forward to?
Well, I'm most looking forward to, as you said, you know, I'll be one of those kids that was waiting for a golf magazine to arrive at the house, and yeah, I take it in my room and read it. Now, kids don't do that. They take their iPad and they read it in their room. Well, we can put Golf TV right there in their iPad, and we can have all the content and play from all around the world. Have my instructional pieces there, as well as my speaking points, what I'm talking to, what I'm working on, some routines. And so we're able to create far more content than any other golf magazine has ever been able to do. And it's on a global level. So put all that in one spot, and Golf TV is going to be a home run.
Hey, Tiger, I'm curious about this moment in time, which is to say, I always thought of you as a very private person, and this is an opportunity for people to come behind the scenes with you in a way that they haven't done before. How much do you think that is about your own personal journey and getting to a place where you wanted to let people in, if you will, and how much of that is something that speaks more to even the transformation of media and social media and the direct connection that people now have between athletes and celebrities like yourself and their fans?
Yeah, you know, the world has changed. It certainly is evolving very quickly with the advent of social media. This is a way for me to have direct connection to the fans. And yes, I will show some stuff that is behind the scenes, but it's controlled. You know, it's on my terms. It's not someone hopping over the fence and invading one of my practice sessions. You know, that's what it sometimes feels like. Somebody filming from the bush over there and then posting it online. We've had that a few times at my home course. It's not going to be like that. This is, hey, guys, come on in. This is what we do. This is what I'm working on. These are shots I think that may help. I'll ask the viewers out there, what would you like me to do or demonstrate? And it'll be interactive. And I think that's the fun part, is that I want people to learn and grow in the game. I want them to be able to feel like after they watch Golf TV and all the golf around the world, or watch my instructional pieces and some of my other content, that they feel like they're a better player. And ultimately, hopefully we can draw a new youngness and a new demographic to the game of golf as well.
You know, when I thought about approaching Tiger, it was really, we had a cake, but it wasn't fully baked. We had the PGA Tour globally, we have the Latin American Tour, the Asian Tour. We can get all the golf, and we can get all the editorial, but getting a transformative figure to come on top of that. So the match was that we spent a few $1 billion, and we think that we could build a golf Netflix. We could emerge with 2, 5, 10 million people that will pay around the world to get golf. But by putting Tiger on top of that, he gets the benefit of all of our tour content. He gets the benefit of all of our editorial, and he and I as partners can, you know, who knows more about golf than Tiger, and he can help us craft that product so that whatever we were going to get, a lot of people will buy it for Tiger, but I think the product's going to be a lot better by having Tiger work with us on what people want to see. And I think that's going to be a big part that's exciting for us.
Hey, Tiger, I've always thought of you as being one of the hardest working athletes of all time. And this is no small undertaking. I've been thrilled to see how well you've been playing this year. It's been amazing to watch and just see the crowd turnout as a result. Is this going to take away from what you do in any way, or is it easy to kind of wrap this into the routine you already have?
No, it'll be just wrapped into it. I'm still going to be doing the same things, how I prepare and how I play. And I will say a few things that will be slightly different than what I would do in front of a media scrum and on a post round. I can say something off to my camera phone, which would go directly to Golf TV, something I normally wouldn't say to a media scrum, and I think that's what the fans want to hear. But sometimes I'm afraid of saying it to the media scrum, because obviously I'll probably get fined by the tour, and that's not always a good thing.
You know, Tiger, I could imagine a rematch between you and Phil. You probably like that too, but I'm trying to figure out whether, and this is not talking about Discovery for a second, but this is just golf. But that worked pretty well, and I didn't know if it would, like a boxing match, pay-per-view. I'm wondering if you think that without Tiger Woods, whether it's a business model that works. I mean, I think the Tour Championship, the Sunday round was triple last year because it involved you. So could you see like a Justin Leonard, Jordan Spieth, or a DJ against Brooks Koepka? I mean, will it work with other players, do you think, to do a head-to-head that's going to garner that kind of attention?
I don't know if it'll garner the same type of attention. It has to do with the fact that this happened to be two brands that have come together that have been going at it for over 20 years. So it'd be very similar to like a Chrissy and Martina, or Andre and Pete, or Jimmy and McEnroe. Connors and McEnroe. You got to have something, Jack and Arnold, something that has lasted for a very long period of time. And that's when I think the two brands work, and something like this is able to be pulled off. And I think that's why we saw the success we saw with the match. So
if you could see, Tiger, if you could see it in any other sport, who are the two you'd want to see? We were talking about, would you ever put, Federer and Serena on a court together? Would you ever put, LeBron on a court with, name your players? Who would you want to watch?
Who would I want to watch play?
Try to do the next
play golf
version
or play their sport?
In some kind of one-on-one, similar approach to the match.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, I would like to see. It would be interesting if you could put Steph and LeBron out there, but I don't think that Steph could ever keep LeBron out of the paint, and I don't think that LeBron could guard him outside of the three. So that would be kind of interesting to see. A lot of bomb threes, a lot of lay-ins, and it'd be kind of hard to figure that one out. It would be cool to watch. Let's say well, we've seen it in Grand Slam finals. We see Fed and Nadal go at it. They've been legendary, especially that Wimbledon final that won the fifth set. I think it was like 10-8 in the fifth or whatever it was. That's one legendary matches. But you need matchups that have happened prior to this and have done it for a number of times. And that's one of the reasons why I said those other brands, they have done it for long periods of time.
One of the things I think that we talked about that could be interesting is you have things like the match, but then you have behind the scenes. Tiger in a practice round on a Wednesday with a bunch of his buddies on the tour. What happens in a practice round? How do they get ready? You see him in the camera on Thursday morning. But this idea of, it's like the opposite of the match. And in our business, it's quite interesting. What really goes on? What are those practice rounds like? How do they get ready? And I think that could be pretty compelling for people.
Yeah, a lot of guys use, let's call it the Wednesday, not a practice round, we call it a Wednesday Pro-Am. They use the Wednesday Pro-Am as sometimes their first look at a course, but also it's their last day to test clubs. And you'll see the majority of the guys with more than 14 clubs in the bag trying to test different clubs for that one particular week, what's going to work. And I'm no different to that. Some weeks it's a 2-iron or 5-wood. I have different bounces in my 60 that I may put in play. Should I add more loft to my driver? Take loft off? Should I hit should I start practicing drawing the ball a little bit more? Can I hit more draws? Little things like that, trying to be ready for Thursday. And you see a lot of guys tinkering around on a Wednesday for sure. And I think that's one of the things where we are entertaining our Pro-Am partners, but at the end of the day, we're trying to get ready to tee it up the following day and compete. And what are the 14 clubs that are going to be in our bag?
Yeah. Hey, Tiger, after your victory at the Tour Championship, I think golf fans everywhere started thinking about next season, and the whole season will be great. But we're thinking about those majors. I'll bet you're thinking about them too, because I mean you're still young, and I know how much you'd like to win more majors. Now, looking, and the PGA is after the Masters. It's different this year, but is there a venue that you're most excited about in the 4 majors next year, or you're just ready? You're ready to try to compete in all of them?
Well, I'm ready to compete, just period. I've been chomping at the bit to compete. I'm trying to still figure out my schedule so that I'm rested and ready to go for the 4 major championships. And how's my prep when I need to play a little bit, but not too much. As I was saying yesterday in the press conference, I played way too much at the end of the season. I was 7 out of 9 events. That won't happen again this year. Learn my lesson there. And so it's a matter of spreading it out, playing a little bit, but not too much, and make sure that I'm physically rested and ready to go for the big events.
Yeah, there's some, when you were young and the greatest ever, there weren't quite, I don't know, maybe there were great players, but there are some great players now. So it's going to be a great season. Did you or any of your people look at the fine print in this agreement with Discovery? Are there any mandatory matches or foursomes with Zaslav? Have you seen his swing? And are the other players already predetermined in the foursomes? Was anything decided on?
There's a provision that Tiger put in that he doesn't have to play with me.
The only fine print in this contract is I don't have to dive with sharks. So other than that, we're all good.
Shark Week.
All right. That was my one try at arranging a foursome. But Tiger Woods, thank you very much for all your time today. It was getting so many people just love hearing Tiger speak honestly about things. So we appreciate it. Your time today, and thanks,
Tiger.
Yeah,
thank you.
Go win that tournament.